Okay, this is problem number 2. 2x divided by x squared minus x minus 2 minus 4x divided by x squared minus 3x plus 2. Okay, so the first step is you want to focus on one side. So, oh my gosh, this flashlight is kind of, so you want to find a factor of negative 2 and a sum of negative 1, which would be negative 2 and 1. And then you go over here, you want to find factors of 2 with a sum of negative 3, and that's negative 2 and negative 1. And then you want to plug in your negative 2 and 1 values into the expression. So it would be plus 1 minus 2x, and then negative 2, negative 1, negative 1, negative 2. Okay. The next thing that you want to do, here, let me move this over a little bit. Okay, the next thing that you want to do is you want to factor out the x and x squared so that it's x plus 1 inside the parentheses. And then you want to factor out negative x. You want to focus on this section and this section so that in the parentheses is x1 and over here in the parentheses is x1. And then over here it's the same. Factor out the x, factor out the negative 2, and both of the values on the inside are x minus 1. Okay, and then your next step would, oh my gosh, this flashlight. Okay, the next step would be use your x minus 2 here in the parentheses and your x plus 1 on this side for this side of the denominator. And on the other side, you're using the x minus 1 because that's the value in both of those, and then x minus 2 because that's right there. So, alright. So like I did for the other problem, I thought, okay, what does this side have that this side doesn't, and what does this side have that this side doesn't? So on this side has a plus 1, and this side doesn't. So you want to multiply x plus 1, or negative 4x times x plus 1 in parentheses. And then this side doesn't have negative 1, and this side does. So you want to multiply the 2x times x minus 1 in parentheses. And then after you multiply those and get these values, 2x squared minus 2x minus 4x squared minus 4x. And then I remember seeing on the homework when I checked my answers, the key put it like just this as like the final answer, but I didn't know if you wanted that for this, so I just like finished it. So x plus 1 in parentheses and x minus 1 in parentheses, that would be x squared minus 1 in parentheses, and then x minus 2, and then you want to multiply these together. You want to FOIL them. So when you subtract all of these values, you get negative 2x squared minus 6x divided by x to the third minus 2x squared minus x plus 2. Okay, so that's the answer. And then you want to find restrictions. So these are a little bit easier to find restrictions because you can just go up here and just look at these values. So I said negative 1 because negative 1 plus 1 equals 0. I said 2 because 2 minus 2 equals 0. I said 1 because 1 minus 1 equals 0. And then 2 would be that for that 2, but we already have 2, so